My name is Anushea and I'm 25 and I'm originally from Malaysia. I moved here recently to study at Dominguez Hills, and before this, prior, I was studying in the UK for 10 years. So I moved to the UK when I was about 14 and I was studying in a boarding school. So when I moved to boarding school, it was a different experience. So I felt that culture shock before. So coming here, I didn't feel it so much because I was used to it. So I was there and did my secondary school there, and then I also did my bachelor's there. I studied at the University of West London for 3 years, and I did my bachelor's in business and finance. So I heard about Dominguez Hills actually from my father because he used to study here back in like 1986 or something like that, and he did his MBA here as well. So he actually brought us to California, and during our holidays, and I really enjoyed coming here and I really wanted to study here. But my parents wanted me to have an education in the UK as well as in the US, so my dad told us to do our MBA here, and I was looking at other universities, but I don't know, I think mainly because my dad went here and the stuff that he told me and all the stuff that he did, and the atmosphere in the university itself and the amount of different people that you meet, I was really interested. And when I came here, I actually came here to see it. I loved the campus. It was very different to what I was used to, especially in the UK when it's in London itself. It was very small and the campus was very, in one place where it was full of people, but it was very small. So it was very, it was tight, and then here it's like very open, it's very free, and it's really close. It's not like far away from downtown, and it's not far away from the beach. That's probably why I picked it. Actually, I haven't done the MBA program yet because I'm doing the prerequisites. So I am studying the undergraduate courses, which has given me a different insight to how I studied my undergraduate in the UK. I've never done homework, so to say. Like in the UK, it was mostly only assignments at the end of the semester and final examinations. So I find that here they give you more opportunities to do better in your grades, and if you are slacking or if you're not doing so well, there are many ways to help you to raise your GPA. And even the teaching styles back in the UK, it was big lecture halls, and only once in a while did you have small seminars or small groups. Most of the time it was mostly like 100 or so in a class, whereas here it's smaller groups, so you get more interaction with people in your class as well as with the professors, which I find is a very good opportunity for you to ask questions and be involved in the classes, which I find a very different experience for me. Yeah. So when I first wanted to apply to Cal State, I went to the actual website and it directed me to, at that time it was the CSU Mentor, and it was pretty straightforward. But at the end of the application, I was unsure of who to speak to, because there was the International Student Services as well as the International Outreach, and I wasn't so sure which one I was supposed to communicate with. But it was only, I think, a week or 2 weeks after I had posted my application that I got an email from International Outreach itself, which told me all the things that I needed to give in and everything else that I was missing. And the interaction with the staff at the International Outreach was very efficient and very helpful. Yeah, so when I got an email from, I think it was International Student Services, telling me that I had orientation, it told me I think I had 3 days or so, which I think was good, because the first day it was to meet, so it was like a mixer to meet the different international students, and then we also did a campus tour. So before we did all the other orientation, which was good because although I visited the campus, I couldn't remember where certain things were, and I think it was good before we started classes to know where it was. And I think all the programs that was put on by the International Student Services was really good. It made us interact with all the other international students, and then you got to know where other people were from, and also everyone was feeling the same kind of way, so you felt comforted that everyone was like that too. And I think it was good that we had a separate one for the international students before you met the local and domestic students, because you know, it's quite daunting at first to meet a lot of people, and the international students were a slightly significantly smaller group, so you got to interact with them first before you did with the local students. Yeah, well, obviously you need to know about the campus and you know what it has to offer, but that you could also ask, you know, the international outreach or when you're at orientation itself. I think you have to be open-minded to the different activities and experiences you're going to get from the university, and meeting different people and being open to, you know, letting go of your comfort zone and, you know, just reaching out. And I would say at least make a few friends when you're here, and don't take time when it comes to studying, like do it straight away. And like all the professors are very helpful and they're very nice, and most of them, if you ask them in class or even send them an email, they're very quick to reply back to you and tell you, you know, you need to do this or you need to do that. And most of the time you can even, you know, ask for an appointment to meet them, and most of them have, you know, set times where you can go there and see them, even if you don't have an appointment. I mean, myself personally, I would have liked to know if there was anyone else from Malaysia or, you know, anyone else that was doing the MBA program, because I knew there were other students, international students, but I wasn't so sure who was going to be in my program, who was doing the same things as me, which I think would have something that I would have enjoyed knowing, because then I could, you know, talk to them about what they've done before or what they think the course is going to be like, or even knowing someone from the MBA that's already doing it now, if I could speak to them just to see what their experience was like before coming here. Yeah. The main reason why I came here was to experience studying in the US, and most importantly in California. I've just really drawn to love California in itself, that I've been coming here so much that I wanted to experience how people study here and the lifestyle here. So California, there's so many things you can do, you know, there's the beach, there's different activities like theme parks, you know, all the different seasons, like Thanksgiving when you go to a pumpkin patch, or during Christmas when all the lights are up. It's really nice to be in a place like this and studying. You know, loads of people tend to focus so much on studying, but there's also other things to do while you're studying, you know, to experience different people, different activities, you know, going out there and just doing stuff as well as studying. Here, everyone's very friendly. That's one thing that I really like coming here is even if you feel down or if you're not having a good day, but someone else, like, you know, says hi, how you doing, or opens the door for you, it's something that, you know, little things like that. It feels nice to have someone acknowledge that you're there, which I think a lot of people my age don't really, you know, experience people who approach you and say stuff like that, or want to know like how you're doing today, or generally mean it, you know. Yeah, so inviting, friendly, and I'd say it's also challenging because there are different things that you have to accomplish before you can finish studying here, and challenging in a way that you'd also need to force yourself to do things because no one else is going to tell you to do it. You got to do it yourself. Even though it's challenging, though, there's many facilities and resources and people to go to and help you with it. So